So I guess those childish ponytails that he had did not work. So this was how Henry Dinkins looked up until the time the judge, he didn't give the verdict yet, but he said some things that already showed you that the verdict was going to be guilty. So he was looking straight ahead, his head was up until the judge said this.
The court finds that the defendant either retrieved the gun used to kill Briasia or another item to facilitate his murder of Briasia.
So when the judge said that, he didn't pronounce the verdict yet. He put his head down, was like, it was like he said, like, oh boy, this is not going to end well for me. But then after a while, after not paying attention, then I don't know what he said to himself, probably some type of lie that he was going to get away. Then he started paying attention. And then the judge, I love this judge.
The defense argues there is no one testifying they saw Briasia in the Impala. Although this is true, the court is relying on its common sense and experience that if Briasia did not go with the defendant, then she would have entered the apartment or knocked loudly to gain access to the apartment.
Thank you, Judge. And this is one of the reasons why I love this judge. Thank God that the court used common sense. The judge used common sense in this trial. Because if the defense argued that, oh, nobody saw her go in the car. She was standing out of the car. Where did she go? She was 10 years old. She had problems. She didn't like the dark, according to her family members. Where did she go? Just like in the YNW Melly case, he wasn't responsible, but who shot those boys? Those boys didn't shot themselves. Who shot them? Is either he did it or he knows who did it. Use common sense. Thank you, Judge, for using common sense. But it was when the judge said this, he already knew that he was going to be found guilty, as he already knew he was guilty, because who else did this to this young girl? Okay?
This pond is located in the intersection of 218th Street and 270th Avenue. It is at this pond that the court finds the defendant willfully, deliberately, and with premeditation killed Briasia by shooting her 3 times. The defendant then, in the process of leaving the area, became stuck off the side of the road.
No way. Don't shake your head now, because you know you was guilty. Everybody know you was guilty. People who watched this case knew you were guilty. The sheriffs that always was sitting behind you knew you was guilty. Everybody knew you was guilty. You was trying, I don't know what you was saying to yourself or whatever you tell yourself, but you know that you were guilty and you were found guilty. And the thing, what made is a lot of though this story was tragic, but the things that happened so that this young girl could get justice is what the guy who helped pulled him out, because the judge talked about that, who helped pulled him out probably right after he finished killed this girl. And then this guy felt the need to go to the police and give his statement, though he did not make it. But man, we had his deposition. That is amazing. And he because this guy have distinctive features, and he was able to say it was this guy, even though he didn't remember exactly the date, but we all know it was him. Whether it was, he didn't remember the date, it was another time, but it was not too far from where they found this little girl's body. That's amazing. Thank God she got justice. But this part really, really got to me.
Overwhelmingly supported by all the evidence provided by the state's witnesses, particularly the brave testimony provided by DL. And his statements to law enforcement.
I understand exactly how the judge felt, Because when I first found out about this case, because I didn't know when it first happened, I just happened to be watching something else and then this came up. And I was like, oh my goodness, what happened to this little girl? What her little brother, had to go through all this. I was with the back and forth, getting interviewed from different people because this little boy really needs to get therapy and all the help that is available for him to get. I don't like to give to a lot of GoFundMe's, but hey, if they set up a GoFundMe to pay for this young man's therapy sessions, whatever he needs, I would contribute because he's gonna need it. I don't think anybody who has not watched clips, but actually watched the different interviews, the different testimonies, sit down and actually research this case for this case not to touch you. This case, I mean, and what happened to this young girl is so unfortunate. Like I said, it was so many things that could have been done so this we wouldn't be here, but we are. And then like in closing, when these things happen, people you always hear people say, oh, if she was my daughter, if she was this, oh, I would have protected her, I would have do this. Unfortunately, she's not your daughter, she's not your niece, she's not your cousin. And what this man did, he has left a hole, a wound that will never ever heal in the hearts of her mother and grandmother and her brother and everybody that came in contact with this young girl. It will never heal. People say, oh, time, it gets better with time. No, it doesn't, because when you look, you say, oh wow, she was supposed to graduate fifth or sixth grade, because I don't know when people graduate in Iowa. She was supposed to be starting middle school. She was supposed to be starting high school at this time. Wow, she's supposed to be going to the prom. She's supposed to be. It does not get better with time. It actually gets better with Jesus. I'm going to throw it out there. But you still going to have that void. And like I said, people always say, yeah, if that was my daughter, I would have protected her. But she's not. But you have a daughter. You have a son. You have sons. You have daughters. You have nieces. You have cousins. You have neighborhood kids. Let stories like this, these tragic stories, let it be a reminder to you to never ignore your intuition. When you feel something, don't try to explain it away. Don't think, oh, whatever. Always look back on cases like Breasia and other cases. I was watching the other day about this little boy. The mom felt that she shouldn't have left her son with a boyfriend she just met. And she listened to the son. Is like, no, mom, you should go. We need the money and stuff like that. This is thing people listening to little kids. Little kids don't know anything. They don't know any better. They don't know danger. That's why we are the parent. We supposed to protect them. And she ended up listening to the child, even though she felt that she shouldn't have left him. And then tragedy happened and she lost her son. Let these things be a lesson to you. Be a lesson to you. Let it be engraved in your memory to watch over your kids. When you feel something off, do not ignore it. Make sure everything, your I's are dotted and your T's are crossed before you dismiss it. Don't dismiss it right away. Investigate. Something's not feeling right. Your child starts, watch your children, watch their behavior, watch if there's any change in their behavior, whether they are more isolated or they're more angry or whatever. Watch your kids. Thank goodness he got a guilty verdict. I don't know. I'm not sure when they're going to do a sentencing, but may he never ever see the light of day, and may what he did to this girl haunt him, because the Bible tells you, for you, because she was a little innocent girl, for you to do wrong to these little ones, you should just kill yourself. That's what the Bible says. Put a rope around you and throw yourself in the sea, because they innocent. They see you. They trust when a child trusts you. They trust you with all of their heart. That's why for you to go into heaven, you have to become like a child. They trust you. They don't think, as an adult, you see somebody want to be your friend, be like, I wonder what they want. But a child doesn't, they don't think that way. That's why we have to protect them as parents, as caregivers, as family. Anyway, that's all I had to say about the situation. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in another video. Bye.